been interested in learning and human development, how children develop in terms of thinking and creativity and the different learning styles. Although that was not my major in school, I've mainly worked with children since graduating from college years ago. I became a parent and I started looking around and thinking about how my son would be continuing to expand. I realized that just continuing to help him follow his interests and learn was simply an extension of when you have a baby and then a toddler at home. It would just be continuing on, and we decided to do it independently because of all the opportunities there were and how free he was to become his own person and think for himself. He adapted to that beautifully. It was simply a natural extension of how he'd already been living in a neighborhood with lots of kids, most of who didn't go to nursery school, and then he was able just to branch out in the community a little bit, to be around other homeschoolers. He was extremely social, very different from my daughter. He was extremely social, and he never felt that to be a hindrance at all. He always had lots of friends. The problem is finding resources for learning if you kind of dug around and looked for them, or if you were creative. So if there was a program that I would like for him to have, then I created the program. This was years and years ago. When I now homeschooled my daughter, we're in such an environment that I really haven't had to do that. There's so much available now. But if I wanted a library story time, I was the library story lady, that type of thing. So. At the time, there wasn't a lot written on homeschooling. There were some real pioneers in the area, and I read their books and some of the educators, their ideas on how children learn, and looking at some other ways of educating, the Montessori way. I looked into the Walden School and began to get some authors who had written about other ways of educating children, which are well known and had been more prevalent at other times, and used those for resources that I just kind of custom made for my own child.